Welcome to Solo Parenting, the show for all single parents, whether you're divorced, widowed, or never married, custodial or visitational, mom or dad. I'm Cynthia McGregor. Our first guest this week is Mark Halpert, co-director of 3D Learner. Welcome, Mark.
Welcome. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you. Mark, what can a single parent do to reduce homework time and stress?
Let's start by saying that single parents have the most challenging job of helping a child with homework, usually after a long day's work.
Mm-hmm.
And the child often comes home frustrated as can be. And we're talking about kids that often have challenges at school. The first thing to remember is that most wars start because two sides escalate.
Uh-huh.
So a child gets angry, the mom gets angry, the child gets angry, the mom gets angry, and pretty soon you have World War III. So the first thing to do is stay calm. Because if you stay calm, amazing things happen. Usually, the kid calms down. The second thing is to create a visual schedule. List the 5 things that your child needs to do. And ask them in which order they'd like to do it. Because the child, if they pick and have a choice, are empowered. Third, I'd say start with a glass of water.
Why a glass of water?
Water is a powerful hydrator that actually energizes the body.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm going to show you something. If you wouldn't mind doing this, put your hands up like this. Clap. Do this game, okay? Why? What just happened to your face?
I smiled.
Absolutely, every time. Okay, and you also integrated your left and right brain.
Aha.
So if you start by being calm, hydrating, using a visual schedule, and doing an exercise which integrates the two sides of your brain, you will take down the level of stress immensely.
Well, now, if learning issues exist, what are the first 3 things the parent should do?
Okay. The first thing to do is understand how your child learns best.
Uh-huh.
Most of the kids who are good at school are what we call left brain learners.
Uh-huh.
They're logical, sequential, and auditory. They're like a good lawyer, like a good librarian, like a good teacher. The students that have a challenge are often what we call right brain learners. They're kids who are visual experiential. But I always tell parents, these are the same problems that Einstein, Edison, and Disney had.
Uh-huh.
So they're not all bad. But you want to first understand how the kid learns, because that changes the way you present information.
I know if I can interject,
sure.
I'm an audio person and not a visual person,
right.
But I didn't learn that about myself till I was in my 20s, and it explains a heck of a lot about myself that I never understood before.
Well, we were on another television show back when with Olga Bachachi, and we asked her, what does she see when I say the word book? And she said, B-O-O-K.
Yeah.
Okay. We asked the cameraman, and he said, what? I see a book, purple book. And they went back to the office, and all 7 producers saw B-O-O-K, and all 7 cameramen saw a book. So recognizing how your child learns best. The next thing to do is recognize what other issues might exist. Attention issues is a common issue. Now, one dad said to me, my son doesn't have an attention problem. He can hyper-focus on that, which is interesting. I said, you have to understand the definition of attention issue. And Dr. Tom Brown from Yale once did it great in a seminar. He said to all 150 people in the room, I want you to write down every word I say from the moment I saw it to the moment I finish. And every word. He says, attention issues are the inability to pay attention to that which is boring. That's it. That's inattention. That's not hyperactivity or impulsivity, but see whether your child has an attention issue. The third issue, which is most common with right brain learners, is a tracking issue, which is, your child may skip words or lines when reading. And the fourth is probably anxiety. Does your child have anxiety? But the best thing a parent can do is actually journal what's happening. Is your child learn much better when you show him things? Does he seem to skip words and lines when reading? Does he seem to have an attention issue? And track how long homework takes, because when you share notes with a teacher and you have documentation, it's powerful.
And if you want to request help from your child's school, what are the critical first steps?
Okay, the critical first step is to talk to your child's teacher. Find out what's actually going on, and are they doing anything right now to help your child? Schools are now for the first time using a process called, or at least public schools are. Public schools are using something called response to intervention. And I'll be honest, Palm Beach County is doing a particularly good job with this.
Good, I'm glad to hear that.
They are. They have a person come to, so they have this process where tier 1 is the main teacher does something in the classroom. Tier 2, they bring in a specialist to help, and Tier 3, they send your child out for help. It's not special education yet, but find out if your child's in that process, and if not, should they be? The other thing is that parents always have the right to ask for a comprehensive evaluation. Now, I often have my clients ask for a comprehensive evaluation for both a learning disability and ADHD, because ADHD turns out to qualify children very often, whereas a learning disability might not.
And
put it in writing. The schools have 60 school days from the time you put the request in writing to do it. But parents have told me, I've asked for 5 years for this. Asking is like talking in the wind. It doesn't change anything. Putting it in writing, getting it date stamped, and making sure they understand they have 60 school days to do it. If you understand they have 60 school days, it's really helpful.
You at home can't see this, but Julie off camera is nodding her head yes in agreement. Julie has a special needs child herself, and she's nodding in agreement with everything Mark is saying. Mark, we're running really short of time. Tell me quickly, what are the 5 most important things a parent should know?
Okay, the first thing a parent should know is you can make the difference. If you set your goal to help your child succeed, much like Julie has, that's the first thing that's most important. The second thing is you want to be informed. You want to know what's going on. Does my child look like they have a learning difference, a vision problem, a tracking issue? What are the rules? The third thing you want to do is you want to be empowered. You want to know that you are the person in the world, especially a solo parent, that can really make the difference. And then you want to be proactive. You want to be in there, and you want to be collaborative. You want to be working with your child's teacher. You want to be working with the right professionals. And what we've done is we've created a website just for your clients, which is called our webpage, www.3dlearner.com/solo-parenting.
www.3dlearner.com/solo-parenting.
Exactly.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Mark Halpert. We're out of time. We'll be right back.